Welcome back to Postagothalyptic Games for another installment of On Campaign with Postagothalyptic in Helldivers 2. Today's patriotic service announcement is a reminder that not all dives are created equal, and as such, we can't approach them the same. Usually, we think of it as a snap. The Helldivers get an order, the mission is handed down, they don their equipment, divers embark hellpods, and they are fired from orbit into the heart of tyranny. There, they dispense managed democracy as a team of up to 4, working together, possibly with sea forces acting in concert, super destroyers in the air, and Eagle One ready to rain down liberty at a moment's notice. You have help, you have backup, you have friends in the skies. But what happens when you're alone, Helldiver? When your squad and support are nowhere to be found, because you're deep in enemy territory. Today we're going on a commando mission, and as such, our loadout's going to be a little different. The bots will be staring down our new AR-59 suppressor. It's a fully automatic assault rifle with a non-removable suppressor firing subsonic ammunition. Usually as a secondary I'd take the M6C SOCOM, but along with all the other Redacted Regiment gear we got this time around, the P-35 Reeducator is very interesting. And loaded with 6 darts containing a gaseous chemical agent. The G-123 thermite grenade is my standard bot bashing grenade. Great for taking out fabricators, and you can even scrap war and factory striders with it. Today I'll be using the RS-89 Shadow Paragon armor. That's the light armor set that comes with the Redacted Regiment Warbond. I really like the look of it, very tactical. While I rarely deviate from my per democracy cape, I thought a more stealth look would be best. But instead of going with a Redacted Regiment cape, I went with good old Foe Smasher. I figure it looks stealthy enough for me.
Did you know the scientific term for a group of bots is an assemblage of automatons? If you see such a group, democratize them immediately.
With pleasure.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers
Well,
to Hellpods.
looks like it's that time. Alright, Helldivers. For democracy. I chose to skip deployment and stratagem selection today for time, but you can see I've chosen an LZ in the central part of the map to the south of my objectives. I'll be bringing the warp pack for mobility, and in case I find vaults while solo, I plan to take the anti-material rifle, the AC-8 autocannon with its own backpack, and some expendable anti-tank launchers. I won't be able to carry or use all these weapons at once, and I will need to swap packs if I'm using the autocannon, but it's probably worth it to ensure I have enough AT to take out all these objectives. I choose to go with the Hellpod Space Optimization Booster. I don't usually use this booster very often myself, but I find when I'm going down into a situation where I'm likely to need resupply and want all the ammo I can get, I want all the ammo, grenades, and stems to be full up from go. Alright, we're fired down into the heart of tyranny, Helldivers. Now's a good time to thank you for watching. I appreciate you. As a reminder, this is a trivial mission because it's my first commando mission.
You are deep in enemy territory, Helldiver. May liberty guide your aim.
As you can see, we're so deep in enemy territory that the super destroyer has to pull out within that first minute. So I think of it as you get about 50 seconds of viable time to throw down your stratagems. So I would go ahead, throw it on everything you have as soon as you land, and scoop it up later. I've actually kind of intentionally made a little station. Oh yeah. So the first thing I do is I stare at my map. I'm on this secret, quiet, redacted mission. I'm staring down at my map. I walk into a hostile plant, and then I nearly dive into a second one. We're off to a great start. Anyways, throw your equipment down. Make a little base of operations like I have. I intend to return here when I need to. And you'll see that does help me out today. Guys, I do make a grave error here. And I just want to point out, these reinforcement pods, go ahead and activate them as soon as possible. I had conflated calling the super destroyer back in with activating the pods. I thought that that was kind of not one and the same, but I thought you had to do one to do the other. Like it had to be within a certain distance to then link. So I was under the understanding I only had one call into the super destroyer. And in order to activate any of those, I would have to call it in and then turn it on. So I was waiting. You do not have to do that. Go ahead and turn those on immediately, and it's going to go ahead and prep those pods to reinforce you. It was my biggest mistake, in my opinion at least, on this entire hell dive. I've headed to the extraction point just to check it out and move through it. There's a patrol on the way, so I decided to go off the back of this cliff. And I break myself a little bit, but it's okay. I'm confident that I'll find more stems. So I stem up, grab this sample that's near extraction, and then I head on out. Now, I do go one way and then decide to go another. Quick scoop and poop of this machine gun. I pick it up, put it back down. That way it shows on my map there. And again, I'm cut off from resupply, so I may need that machine gun. I don't recall using it, but I might need it. These are my objectives, some of them. So there's a black box to recover, which is actually the other way, guys. And I do creep up here and scope out this anti-aircraft gun first. There are 2 anti-aircraft emplacements. But from right here, I turn around and I spot this plume of fire. And I know that there are other fires and other wrecks that you can encounter that are pretty similar to that, but I'm almost positive that's going to be what I'm looking for. So I head that direction first, and the reason being is, at this point, I haven't really alerted any automatons. So if I keep my stealth up, I can get that black box and get it to the extraction point before they're any the wiser. And then I can head north, go loud, and take out those AA guns. So currently, that's my Helldiver plan. I'm approaching the crash site. You can see on my map, there's a whole unit of bots gardening it. So now my goal is going to be to get them off my objective, retrieve it, and get the heck back to the extraction point. As I approach, I keep eyes up. I got one here. It's my first victim. Really happy so far with the suppressor, by the way. I'm a sucker for suppressed weapons. I'm an old splinter cell nut. Did you see that patrol to the left of the rock? I noticed it. So I kind of take a peek. They're being led by a couple of cyborgs. And there is a kill order out on cyborgs, like my personal order or one of the majors or a minor. I can't remember. We were supposed to kill some cyborgs at that time. And I'll get around to doing a little bit of that. But right now I'm on mission. So I try and skirt those cyborgs because they could kick my big ass. And instead, I opt to shoot that one bot and crawl over to where he was. Using my cover, I scooch out of the way. Look, you can still see him in the mist there. They were curious. But they didn't find old Posty. So I lay low for a moment. They look around all confused. Stupid clankers. And I keep on. So I crawl in further to the crash site. There's one through the smoke here, but the undemocratic slope of that rock blocked my shot. So I had to stand up, get a clean shot at him. Took a peek around, didn't see any more, but as you can hear, I'm still not alone. So as I see this thing leer through this fire like a demonic, I don't know, possessed engine, I blow him away. Here's the black box. I know it's relatively secure. I crawl past it to grab the sample. There's still an automaton out here somewhere, and at first I think it's that, but that's just an ammo pack. So I head over this way, and guys, do you see him? Right here. So we eliminate this sucker. And as far as I know, that's the last automaton in Crashville. So it's time to rearm, head back to our objective, scoop it up. While I'm here, we might as well grab these stems, because again, we're cut off. So take that stem, fill up, move out. Got 30 minutes left. It's a 40-minute mission, so it took me 10 minutes to grab this box and head back. Not bad, but it also means I don't have a ton of time to hit these anti-aircraft emplacements. You can see I snagged a sample on the way up. I picked this corner here next to this excellent poster that tells Cyberstan we're coming, and dropped the samples and the black box for safekeeping. Now, sometimes I'll do this when I'm on mission with other Helldivers. Also, I'll mark my objective again. That's where I'm headed north. Here's a bunch of bots. Yeah, sometimes, guys, it's really valuable to get your secondary objective if it's something you got to move, or get your samples, especially like your super samples, and go ahead and take those back to extraction for your team and drop them, because then they're there waiting to be picked up before you leave, and it just ensures they don't fall in a crater or a hole. While creeping up, I do find this POI, so I do go ahead and stop and get those samples. I know they're common samples, but I don't mind. I do scoop and poop that break action shotgun. I would not probably usually do that, but I'm in the habit of scooping weapons I might use, and in this case, again, we're cut off. You never know. I've gotten close enough now. I creeped on up. I'm gonna bust up some bots, you guys. Yeah, I kind of rushed that throw. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had thrown the grenade first. I think I would have just took it out, but that's okay. I had a little resistance there, wasn't bad, but now a patrol actually comes in from the side. And again, they're going to be led by cyborgs, and you can't really let these guys remain close to you. So I go ahead and just no-scope the crap out of them with the anti-mat and dive away. And then at this point, I am not trying to fight them, I'm trying to break and run. So I don't know what happened to that second cyborg for sure at this point. I wasn't sure if I blasted through one into the other or what. But I run to the hills, and my goal right now is I've hit the target, I've done damage. I've got to finish that target off, and I have a second target that is almost identical. So I need to head back. I need to steer clear of these patrols, which you can see on my map on occasion. And I need to be as quiet as possible, which is not usually my MO as a Helldiver. You can ask anyone. Here I almost get ambushed. Roar. Yeah. He even scared me away. I didn't even grab those stems. What a doofus. I should have grabbed them. I don't mind critiquing myself, guys, and you will find yourself from time to time critiquing me as well. Anyways, I do turn around and see I spot them. So they were looking, but I think I've pretty well lost them. So I head back to resupply and rearm. I've determined that while I really like the anti-mat rifle, and I love being able to warp around, I'm not going to take the time to look for much vault action right now. And this little AC-8 autocannon is about to become my best friend. I head back to the crash site because it's more or less clear. Find my objectives again.
Objective located.
And head back in to dispense even more democracy. I take my time with the approach, trying to stay out of sight until it's too late and I'm imminently attacking. And there we are. One of two emplacements down. And now my goal is to eliminate anybody that could give me away and break away. I only really saw the one that was close, so take a quick look. Second scout, I'm going to take him out. And then, like I said, my goal here is not to stick around and get into a big gunfight. So I go ahead and resupply and head on out.
Objective located.
Here's our other AA emplacement. It is kind of to my northeast. As I head that direction, I kind of crank up the stealth, get an idea of where the particular guns are. Meanwhile, there's a whole patrol moving to my right. I just stay low under these rocks. Keep moving.
Objective located.
Drawing plenty close. Gonna give it a few grenades. Back up to see the effect. A little AC-8 to help it finish up. There we go. Almost halfway there here. They've called in a bot drop, so I kind of have to deal with that. But no problem. Just need to take a moment, defend myself, and not allow myself to get ganked, because again, I have screwed myself by not calling in my reinforcement pods yet. So if I bite it, that's all she wrote. And at this point, should that happen, at least I'll die knowing democracy's duty was done. So I stem up, I prepare for what I would call a fighting retreat. A tactical withdrawal, if you will. These cyborgs are about to not let me do so easily, so I go ahead and riddle them. After that, skim by that POI, nothing there. Reload, dodge the pot shots from this sucker. Take out his fabricator. And then say goodbye to him as well. And there we are. Smash and grab, get in, get out. When you're on your own, I would say really push trying to be efficient, both with your time and with your supplies, especially on a commando mission. I see a cyborg running through the mist looking for me, probably from that last patrol I hit. I mark him before I head to this POI, and luckily for me, the mark remains. He's only a little under 100 meters away. So I pull out the AC-8 and wait to see him. See ya, bud. 3 quick blasts. Scrap metal. Head in here. Again, rearm, resupply. Snag a couple of common samples. And then I'm headed over to check out this pod. Mr. Blinky Pod grants me some rec slips. Would have preferred super credits, but still useful. There's a patrol around the corner. I can actually hear the footfalls of their marching. So I scope them out, realize there's another patrol coming. So I'm going to go ahead and try and skirt between these patrols, or around these patrols rather, and head towards my extraction point. Poor Seif. I'd salute you for your sacrifice, but it'd give away my stealth. I make the extraction point, scoop my samples. I was going to call it in, but I figured with that patrol on the way, I don't know if you saw, there's a patrol on its way, and I figure I'll grab my black box, get it near extraction with me, call that sucker in, and now it's time to find somewhere to hide. I choose behind this rock on a cliff. And guys, I trimmed this down a great deal because I pretty well sat here for, I don't know, a few minutes. Not a few minutes, because it's like a 2-minute call in. But you get the idea. I did scooch around once to this side. Then I get kind of bored. It's time to stand up again. There I go. I head out, kind of looking for a victim to guinea pig, if you will, to test out this P-38 reeducator. I'm sorry, P-35? Either way. So I'm looking out for an enemy. I'd really like to try and shoot this pistol before I leave. I kind of forgot to test it. With 10 seconds left, I decide I'm just going to wait for Pelican 1. And when it starts blasting, I'm going to choose that direction, so I'm at least firing at an enemy of Super Earth. And fire a dart. Ooh. So yeah, satisfying silence dart pistol noise. I've used it since. Decent. Give a salute. And we're off. Not terrible, I thought. First time. Got all my objectives. Decided not to do optional objectives. Kind of wish they were labeled differently, and here's why. Everything else went well. Had 32% of my time remaining. Guys! Disgraceful! No stars! Do those pods as soon as you see them. I had no idea. I wouldn't have hid it from you. But it makes me sad. All that, I killed under 30 bots. Thompson claims it's a lot, but I don't know. Did complete my personal order for the day, which I don't honestly recall what it was. Might have been extract against bots. Guys, thanks again. That's going to be our mission for the day. I'm here, and I survived. All right, guys. Like, subscribe, share. Yes, you. You won't regret it. I promise. Oh, sorry this is so late. It's been a few days. Till next time, for democracy. Follow me.